What's up, everyone? Welcome to Betamax. My name is Fidel, and joining me on this special edition episode is Eddie, Birdie, and Azara. What's up, guys?
Hey.
What's up?
It's nice to be here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell them who you are. What's your first name?
Azara.
Last name?
Reed.
I'm just kidding. Don't say
You already heard me say it.
Tell them how we're affiliated.
Affiliated?
Yeah.
Like, how do you know this guy right here?
I know Luis through my mom. He's my mom's boyfriend.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. He's the worst.
Oh, yeah.
How old are you?
15, about to turn 16 on April 21st.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Hey, stop laughing. You're encouraging her, dude.
So, full disclosure, we're using a new recording device. So I'm still getting used to it. So bear with us. But on this episode, we're going to be discussing the recent HBO original series, The Last of Us. How do you know about The Last of Us, Birdie?
Through the video game? Because I think out of the four of us, I got more into like the game than anyone else here.
Yeah.
Because I had heard of it. Because because everybody's heard of it, and everyone made such a big deal about it. But I don't even know when it came out. I know it came out when I was like younger, maybe like early 20s, around there. But it came out on PS3. I never owned a PS3. But I ended up playing it for the first time maybe when we first moved here.
Yeah.
Which was like 3 or 4 years ago. And yeah, I think it's one of like the best games ever, which I think we covered.
Yeah, we did an episode talking about it.
Yeah, on the episode with Jacob. And I think it's one of the best games ever, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's more my familiarity with the show comes from the game, which I admire very much.
What about you, Eddie?
I can't do the earphones. I give up.
Why not?
It's just weird.
He
Hearing
can't-
your own voice.
He can't hear his own voice.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't?
No, like he can't like function.
Oh,
Yeah.
like you don't like
It
this.
throws him off.
I'm overthinking it too
That
much.
makes sense. I get that.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is.
It's like you don't sound like yourself.
Yeah.
No,
until
you don't.
listen
You
to
definitely
it, and
don't.
You're like, what? That's what I sound like?
I got
Yeah.
used to
Yeah,
it.
for real,
dude.
for real.
That's how like when we first started the podcast and we used to like I was like I can't, dude. I hate my voice so bad.
Yeah, I do too.
I think low-key everybody does.
Yeah. A lot of people they don't like the sound of their own voice. I think I sound pretty tight. So no, I just got used to it because it was kind of weird for me at first too. But I just got used to it. I mean, I have to do it, so I just got used to it. But how are you familiar with The Last of Us, Eddie?
So when I first got my PS4, it was it came as a free download because it was like a special edition version I got or whatever.
Yeah.
So I played it, and at the time I had never heard of the game, and I didn't know it was like a big thing. And I was kind of bummed because I was like, out of all games it could have came with, like it came with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
But it was cool. Even after like I beat it, like I still wasn't aware of how big it was. And I liked it, I enjoyed it. But it wasn't until like way later that I realized like how much of an important game it was
Yeah.
to like gamers like everywhere. But that was my first experience with it.
Were you familiar with the game, Azara?
Actually, I had a friend mention it back to me like a while ago, but I didn't really like listen to him. I was just like, oh, okay, whatever, Last of Us. I kind of blew it off.
Yeah.
But actually, I saw Luis playing it here.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what are you playing? He's like, oh, The Last of Us. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, I really liked the way it looked. And I actually started watching it, like the gameplay, because I don't play PlayStation. I play on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
But I started watching the gameplay, and I was like, this is really good. So I finished it, and I really liked it, yeah. And I mean, I plan on getting a PlayStation 5 soon, so because of The Last of Us. Like, it's so good, I want to get a PlayStation.
Yeah, I just got the PS5 version, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
The one that has like part 1 in the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got that one because, like, for the same thing for me, I was familiar with the game when it came out in 2013, I think it was, for the PS3, and I believe I got it, and that was like the only. Oh no, I got it for the PS4. It was the game I got when I bought the PS4. It was the remastered version, and to this day I haven't beat it.
Oh yeah, dude.
But I know how it ends and all.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But I remember when the show got announced, and we touched on this on the episode we did with Jacob about like the anticipation for the show, how we're kind of skeptical but like excited at the same time, and then kind of questioning the casting announcements. But then as a trailer dropped, well, for me anyway, as a trailer dropped and like images came out, it just hyped up my excitement for the show. Like, what about you? Like when you saw like all the marketing for it?
Like, yeah, like how we discussed in the video game episode. But like when I first heard of it, I was like scared.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, because what happened with like Uncharted
Yeah.
and like basically every other video game based movie,
Yeah.
which honestly it's kind of like a bad thing to do, I guess, nowadays, to kind of compare those two pieces of media together.
Yeah.
Because I kind of realized, and I think I saw this on like a Chris Stuckman video. You guys remember that YouTuber guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one who like we hardly like.
I unsubscribed to his
Yeah, like I hardly check in on the dude.
Yeah.
But he did make a video, and he did say something that made a lot of sense to me, where it was like if you kind of watch these video game movies, like, and you kind of in retrospect you think about them and you go like, if it wasn't based on this video game, it would probably be considered one of the best like action movies ever. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it'd be like a good movie, but the fact that the fan base kind of gets so clingy towards it, and they cling onto it, and then they compare it, and it gets pretty nasty during the critical process of it. But
Yeah.
yeah, but what I was saying is, what was I saying?
Well, I had asked you what, like your thoughts on like as the marketing was unrolling.
Oh
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
show.
Sorry. Yeah, I was pretty scared.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I hope they don't ruin it because the game is so fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's such a replayable game. It's not even funny. But I was pretty scared, and then I found out, and then we heard like the casting, and then I wasn't worried about Ellie's casting, like how a lot of people were, because a lot of people were
Yeah.
more worried about Ellie's casting than they were with Joel's. Because I was super worried about Joel's. Like I was just like, they could pick any teenage angsty girl, like for Ellie.
Yeah.
But for Joel, I was like, man, I want like a fucking strong Texan accent man, you know, like, hey buddy, you know,
Yeah.
like. And then I found out they chose Pedro Pascal, and I was like, yeah, he's Mexican, you know.
He's Mexican?
Yeah.
Well, no, I think he's Chilean or
Yeah.
Honduran, one of those.
Chilean.
Chilean, yeah. He's
You're making up words, too.
you made up those words.
He's Mexican, okay?
But yeah, that was my only reaction towards like finding out that there was gonna be a Last of Us show. But and then I found out who like the writers were, and I was like, maybe it's in good hands.
Yeah.
So what about you guys?
Eddie.
Well, I had a different reaction. I was just like, why?
Yeah.
Like, the game is so good. Like, in my head, I was like, there's no need for this. But then I was like, well, there's a lot more people that aren't gamers than they are. So I'm like, maybe they would appreciate this. And this is like the only way they're going to be able to experience this story.
Yeah.
So that was the only thoughts I had on it. I have no idea who the actors are. I still don't. Like, I don't know who any of these guys are.
It's because you don't watch popular shit, dude.
Oh, I know that Pedro guy is like big. That's all I knew. Like I don't know. His eyes are too far apart. He's weird.
Oh my god.
I was like, it's gonna be distracting, but yeah, I that's all, the only thing I thought about was just like, yeah, like it was in my head I was like, there's no need for this, but I can see why, you know. That was just me because I played the game. I was just like, this doesn't need to be adapted to a show. But then I also got excited because I heard like people that were involved with Chernobyl, the Chernobyl show. They were going to be lending a hand with this one. But then I found out that it was only like an episode. So I was like, God damn it. But yeah, so that was just my first response to it.
Yeah. What about you, Azara? Did you know about the show before it started, or?
Yeah, I had heard about the show like after, because he had sent me like a video of the trailer, and I was like, oh, that's like really cool. Like,
Yeah.
that's cool to see it as like an adaptation. So
Yeah.
I mean, I was really excited for it. I watched the first episode like so many times.
Yeah?
It was good. I really liked it. Yeah.
Do you like video game type movies or movies that were adapted from video games?
I haven't watched a lot of them. I have watched the Resident Evil show.
Okay.
That one was good. I like that one, but I don't even Resident Evil. I haven't played that game, but I mean, yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were excited once you saw the trailer?
Yeah, I was. I was like, that's so cool. They're going to make it into adaptation. Like, I want more people to see this in a show, you know?
Yeah.
And as my mom, like, she's not going to watch the video game or play it, you know?
Yeah.
So it was cool. Like, it's a show that she can watch.
Yeah.
So I was glad she was able to
Did she watch it with you?
Yeah, she did. I was glad.
She like it?
Yeah, we experienced it together, and she really liked it, yeah.
That's tight. That's tight, dude. All right, well, let's get into it.
Hell yeah.
I just want to say I took notes.
Did you really?
Yeah, this was a big like stepping stone for me, dude. I don't watch shows. So
That
yeah,
is
that's
true.
true.
That is
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
and
that
I
is true.
binged this one. I watched it like in 2 days, I think.
Really?
Yeah, so it was a big deal.
Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
Well, I like stuff to be fresh in my head. Like I don't know how you guys did it, where you guys watched an episode a week.
We had to.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we had no choice.
You could have waited.
No.
Once,
I didn't want to get spoiled.
Yeah, I didn't want to get spoilers. And once you started, it's just like I have to wait.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait for the rest of them and then
What do you
binge
mean
it.
spoilers? You played the game.
Oh, you're right.
But I mean,
There was some.
What do you mean she's immune?
There's some different things that were in the show that weren't in the game that they added.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Yeah.
Damn,
you took
so-
some notes too, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Here, I have a whole book of them.
You came pretty prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's
You
up,
know
that's
it.
what's up, that's
I
what's
usually take notes on paper like that. I actually use my phone for once.
up. Damn.
Technology, dude.
Welcome to the 21st century or what?
With paper.
No, I think I couldn't find my little journal that I have, so I was like forced to use. I hate typing out like thoughts.
Yeah.
Like I'm way quicker when it's just hand.
Yeah.
All right, so do you want to do like episode by episode or
It's up to you guys. Yeah.
just like as a
However
whole?
you guys want to do it.
Well, I'll just say like as a whole, I did love the show. I thought it was great. I loved everything about it. Like it's kind of hard for me to think of anything about it that I didn't like, because as someone who knows, like I said, I'd never beat the game, but I know like I've watched the gameplay and like
Yeah.
I've seen the story play out, and I did notice like the changes that they made in like certain story beats, and I thought it was cool. I thought it was it didn't upset me in a way. Like it didn't be like, oh, well, like what the fuck, like,
Yeah.
you know. So overall, I really enjoyed it. I did like it a lot.
Fuck yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I loved it too. I thought it was like what a video game adaptation should be.
Yeah,
Not a complete mirror, but just like a few changes along the way to kind of help people understand who didn't play a video game or who don't want to play a video game.
yeah,
Because, like Azara said, I mean, there's a lot of adults out there who are kind of like, I'm too busy being an adult, so I can't really sit down and just like play a video game. But if there's like a show, it's like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. Like, I'll take like an hour out of my day to hang out with like friends or my family to watch
Yeah.
it, you know? But I loved it. Yeah. I was, like I said, I was really scared. I was really like, fuck, dude. I don't want them to ruin this because it's like,
yeah.
because I hold the game pretty close to me. Like,
Yeah.
it holds a special place in my heart, especially part 2. So, yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
And it was cool seeing like the few voice actors make cameos in it.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was tight, and like the characters that they played like were pretty impactful. Like
Yeah.
especially Joel's voice actor and Ellie's voice actor.
Yeah, because I think only one character was like in it for like more than one episode, which was Joel's brother, the guy who voiced
Oh, Tommy.
Tommy. Like,
Yeah.
he was the long haired dude with like,
Yeah, he was in 2 episodes.
yeah. his death was fucking badass, dude.
Yeah, it was because like it happened in the background too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
Spoiler alert.
yeah.
My bad.
Hey, we're deep diving into it, man. We're getting into it.
But yeah, I thought it was good.
Well, what did you like about it?
I liked that all of the characters had like a story. We got like a background to them, like Bill and Frank.
Yeah.
And all the extra characters that we added. I mean, that we added, my bad. They added.
Yeah.
But I like the background that they added to each and every character and made it more interesting. You know, you got to know them more.
Yeah.
So that was a cool touch. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bill and Frank one, like that one like hit
was
hard.
sad, yeah.
That one hit super hard. What about you, Eddie? What did you like about it?
I thought it was alright.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was whatever, dude.
Really?
You
That's Eddie's review
What
of
does
the
that
show.
mean? What does that mean?
I'm trying to put some context here. It's coming from me, so I'm not the everyday like. I'm not their targeted audience. So I thought it was one of the better adaptations, but that's not saying much because most game adaptations suck.
Yeah.
But I think it was pretty faithful, and I think it did the best for the most part that it could, adapting a big game like that. And I think it pleased, or it should have pleased gamers and just the ones that just decided to watch it. But with saying that, like there's a lot that I didn't like too.
Like, well, let's get into it.
All right. You know what? I took notes and I. All right. Some of these are nitpicking, but I was like, I can't let them slide because this is a big fucking budget. They have a big budget. They have a lot of like. It's a big game.
I have a feeling I know one of the things you might bring up, and I mean I'm not gonna disagree with you.
They did out before you like do this, because like they did have a big budget, but they didn't have a big enough budget. Because there's a reason some of the choices were made for this show,
Yeah.
and it was because of
Well,
the budget.
They have a budget to where like these things are easy. Like if I was to make a movie, I would have caught this and be like, okay, that's dumb. Don't do that. This first one is so nitpicky, but
Okay.
it bugged me.
What?
And I noticed it. It's in the very first episode when Joel and his daughter, he comes home late, you know, and he was supposed to get the cake and all that. It doesn't happen, so they sit down and they were gonna watch a movie. So he puts a DVD in the DVD player, and it just starts like that. There's no menu. There's nothing. Like if it was a VHS.
Oh my god.
I was like, have these guys never bought in a movie, a Blu-ray, nothing?
I will say I've had DVDs do that before. I swear.
No way.
I swear.
Really?
I swear.
You have not.
I swear.
Damn.
I
No,
have.
you haven't.
I
dude.
have.
No menu title, nothing. It
Nothing.
just automatically starts.
Yep.
Like if it was a fucking VHS.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, some early DVDs.
Early DVDs, yeah.
Yeah.
Early DVDs, dude.
But
And what year does this take place? 2003? Early DVDs.
Early
dude.
DVDs.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
fuck off, dude. Okay. Second nitpick, it's also in the first episode.
All right, another.
I
Let's invalidate it real
I
quick.
put zombie barely bumps screen door and falls.
Yeah.
I laughed when I first saw him. Like, wait, what? I even rewound it. I'm like, did I see that correctly? She barely bumps the screen door and just tips over.
Oh wait, you're talking about the first one, right?
The granny,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Okay.
Zombie, yeah.
She's an old lady. She's
Oh
frail.
my god,
Yeah.
dude.
Frail. And she was in a wheelchair,
Yeah.
dude. Bones are weak, you know?
All right. The next one is also in the first episode. There's no excuse for this one. Okay, it's when they're trying to escape after the outbreak starts happening, and the soldier is like ordered to kill them, right? The daughter and the guy,
Yeah.
Joel. I'm gonna call him the guy because Joel's hard to remember.
For real?
Yeah. So after he's already shot at them, remember they roll down that little hill and he misses or whatever, which is weird because he's like 10 feet away, but whatever, he misses. I'll excuse that, but I won't excuse when it happens next. So after he finds him again, he pauses to say, "I'm sorry," to give it enough time for someone else to shoot that guy. And I'm like, you already shot at them. Why would you stop to say, "I'm sorry," and take the longest pause ever?
I guess that's a little illogical for a
It's weird. It's a soldier. He's
yeah,
trained
a soldier.
for that shit.
Yeah,
That's true.
I'll give you that one.
Nah, fuck that.
All right. The next one, I just put Ellie is cringy as fuck.
Oh, come on.
I didn't like.
You
I didn't
didn't
like
like
her character. I didn't.
Was it the character or like just the performance, the way it was performed, or?
I don't know if it was like the way it was written or the actor, but she just came off as very annoying to me. But I don't know. That's. You thought she was good?
I thought she was very good.
Oh.
I thought Bella Ramsey did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought she killed it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, there like I'll give you that. There were some parts where I was like,
Yeah.
I get it, you're a
It's just-
teenager,
Yeah.
you know.
Like they didn't give her like any like she doesn't seem scared in any of the episodes. And it's like a kid wouldn't act like that in a serious situation. Like I get it, there'd be times for her to like, kind of roast Joel and like kind of go back and forth, have that banter between them, but when it's like every episode's the same thing and I'm just like, oh dude.
But you wouldn't think like because of the environment that she grew up in, she didn't really have time to be just like a naive kid. Like she had to be fucking hard all the time.
Yeah, because there are times in the show where she's like, what's that? And it's a fucking airplane.
Yeah.
Well, that's different. That's just like she's never seen an airplane before. But you think she'd be in survival mode? Like you think she would take shit more serious? I guess.
Well, yeah, but you're saying that they never showed her scared.
Well, not necessarily scared, but I guess I mean like take shit serious, like in that sense where it's like, oh shit, I can die. Like I don't know, like.
You also have to think about the type of character Ellie is.
But she wasn't like that in the game. Like in the game, yeah, they had, like I said, that banter or whatever. But she was also like when Joel would ask her to do something, like she was smart enough to be like, okay, I gotta do this. And this one, she just seemed kind of like, no, I'm gonna do my own thing. Like fuck off. And I'm just like, I don't know if I like that about her in this adaptation, I guess. But I don't know. That could just be me. I'm trying to give the.
Eddie's playing devil's advocate over here.
This next one.
Okay.
was like some. It was I think it was still the same episode. It was
Who?
when they're in the museum. What episode is that?
In the museum?
It's like episode 2 or 3.
2.
No, sorry, not 3. 2.
2?
Yeah.
2 with the clickers.
Yeah, 2.
Okay, so immediately when they go in that room after they climb the stairs, nothing happens, but out of nowhere, like everything just crumbles and falls and blocks the door, and I'm like, that's so cheesy. Like to me, it was fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like everything just falls neatly and just covers that door. I'm telling you, these are the little things that took me out. That doesn't happen.
No, yeah, I agree with
That
that.
doesn't happen.
I agree with the fact that doesn't happen, but I feel like they kind of did that as like a nod to the video game. 'Cause that happens in the game, you know?
But I was like, I don't know. That was some like Resident Evil type
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
Damn, so you saying the wall had a bad performance too? Fuck, man. What else? What other complaint you got, Eddie?
hold on. I'm trying to like remember. You guys could talk about something right now.
So what did you guys like about it? Now we're going through the negative stuff. Like, what were some highlights for you guys?
Well, I want to know Azara's opinion on Ellie. Because how old was Ellie?
In the show,
How old is her character?
15, I believe.
Yeah?
Like 15, around there, yes.
Yeah. So you being...
Oh, dude.
50.
Really quick. I thought she was a lot younger.
Are you serious?
I
Yeah.
thought so, I
So
thought
now
so too. Yeah,
I'm sticking to my thing. She should have been a lot more mature.
Oh my God. I believe so. I believe she was
Yeah?
15, yeah.
I thought
So-
she was like 9, 10.
No, for real?
I thought she was like 12, 13.
Yeah, I thought she was like 13 too. I thought like...
I'm pretty sure it was 15. Unless I'm confusing with the game, because I know in the game she's 15, right? She starts off as being 15.
Yeah.
And then like in part 2, she's 19,
Yeah, 19 or 20?
something like that.
Somewhere around there. But yeah, Zara, you being like 15, going on 16, how did you feel about their portrayal of this naive teenager growing up in a post-apocalyptic world? Did you feel like it was more on the nose of how she felt, or did you feel like they were kind of like overdoing it with like the whole teenage?
No, I felt like she fit her character well. I mean, I feel like she portrayed her decently. Yeah. I mean, I liked her.
Yeah.
Like, she got the joke book, like, from the game. Like, I mean, she was saying all this, and it was in the game, and I was like, that is Ellie. Like, she does do this and say this. So I was like, I liked it, yeah. I thought it was good portrayal.
There wasn't anything that she did that made you think, like, oh, somebody my age wouldn't do that or say that, given, like, the situation that she was in.
No, not any that I can think of right now, no.
What about like if you were in her position? Would you have acted so much like her?
No.
No.
No, not really, no.
How do you think you would have reacted?
I don't know. Like, I would have been scared. Like he said, I would have been more scared, more cautious. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, she just felt like very...
Yeah.
Like, they had the whole season to mature her a little bit, and I don't think they did a good job on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I thought it was going to go towards. Like, she's very playful and, like, not cautious. Like, so I was like, oh, maybe, like, throughout the episodes, like, she'll get, I don't know, smarter with things, I guess, and it just doesn't happen.
I felt like it was kind of like the point that they were trying to do, though, was to, like, kind of show how she's kind of careless and reckless.
Yeah, I could see that, especially because, like you said, she didn't grow up on the outside.
Yeah.
Like, she was in a quarantine zone her whole life. She was pretty close to the leader of the
Marlene?
Fireflies. Yeah, I was gonna call them the Fly Leaves. Do you remember that band?
No.
No, yeah. Yeah, no, I know what band you're talking about.
Yeah, but yeah, but I feel like she would have been a little more protected because of that leader of the Fireflies knowing what she is and what she's capable of.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I guess it is debatable. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
like how Azara said, it's like maybe she was a little too, you know, like maybe chill and realize that you have one life. You know, you don't have a life bar.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wait, what was that character's name? Joel's, like, homie?
Which one?
The one that dies eventually, I think in the second episode.
Oh, Tess?
Yeah. So that scene where she got bitten or whatever, she knows she's gonna turn, so she tells him, okay, get the hell. She's trying to save them, and they're in this building that was occupied by a bunch of soldiers. Tons of ammo. When Joel and Ellie run away, they don't take any guns or anything. That's a red flag. Why would they not?
Okay,
Especially Joe, who's like a trained, like, I know what I'm doing. And that's like these are things I'm noticing now. I'm like, I don't know shit about like guns and all that. Like, but even I would know. Take some ammo, take some guns, take some grenades. They had a ton of grenades.
I understand that. Like, and I'm not saying that, like, it's excusable because, yeah, that's a smart way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess as far as, like, excusing it or, like, kind of making my own reasoning for it, I would say, like, in a situation like that and, like, where you're just kind of like, oh, shit, like, this shit's happening right now. And, like, this person I care about is, like, sacrificing themselves. Like, that's not what I'm thinking of.
That'd be the first thing I'm thinking.
But
of.
and then also being like, I'm already full with like storage that I can carry on my person.
He wasn't though, because that same episode later on, like they don't have much guns, like, and like why would you take
There
grenades?
is an episode where he does take a gun.
Yeah,
like he takes an AR-15 from like a dead body or some shit. I think there's more than like a few times where he does do that. But I think you're right about the whole, like, I gotta act fast on my feet or else I'm dead, you know? I can't really think about the moves I'm gonna make because I can potentially kill the person or have the person I'm with killed, you know?
Yeah. And I'm not saying that's what they were thinking when they wrote that scene because, like, it could very well be an oversight. I'm just like, that's what I came up with in my head to, I guess, excuse. Because I noticed that too.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just like, man, that's the first thing I would have done. And it wasn't like they had time. Like it wasn't like it just happened
Yeah.
immediately. Like they were talking, everything was slow. Like it took its time to build up, and it's like the whole time you could have been, all right. Well, I'm just gonna take some of these bad boys, but it doesn't.
Hey,
matter.
my bad, you're dying, but I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. So I will say this: the two first episodes were my favorite
Yeah.
by far.
And the third one.
We'll get to that one.
Oh my
We will
god.
get to that one. You know, let's talk about it, dude. I thought episode 3 was the biggest waste of time.
Okay, I've been seeing that argument a lot
Yeah.
as far as like it didn't really add to the story. Which
It reminded me of Lost when they get to like the 4th and 5th season where they just don't know what to do, but they want to keep it going. So they just like they would have episodes that were just dedicated to side characters and like little side stories that didn't go anywhere. Nothing happened. And this is one of those cases where I think it would have been better for the storyline to have them kind of remain a mystery and not go into their story. And maybe just have like Joel talk about who they were and this and that, so that way when they get to that house, maybe have like some infected like stuck on the fence or little things to like make your mind wonder. I wonder what happened here. And then you go into the house and there's just guns everywhere, like everything's so like protected, and you like it'll get your mind wondering, like I wonder who these guys were and like what kind of shit they went through. But it just feeds you everything, and like I said, I just felt pointless to me. Because at the end, they die.
I wouldn't say. Okay, well, what did you guys think about it? What did you think about it, Birdie?
Eddie, you're being overly critical about this.
No,
Yes, you are.
I hate it. And I'll even get into detail why I hated it.
Okay. Well,
Overall, I'm just saying it felt like a waste.
okay.
I wouldn't say it was a waste of time. I would say it was a good way to slow down what could have potentially like derailed the show.
Yeah.
Because in the game, it was a long process for them to get to Frank, and then to find out that Frank was a dickhead and that there was a reason why he was a dickhead. But to me, I thought episode 3 was more of like we don't want to do that because it costs too much money to get so many clickers and get so many like infected and get so many locations, and so we'd rather just keep it isolated and explore these characters for like a good hour and just let everybody know that there was something going on behind the scenes. That just, I thought it was a good story to like, because there's always like a scene like episode 3 or like an instance in episode 3 in movies where they show you like there's more to this world that we're showing you on the screen than just the main characters running away from the bad guys.
Yeah.
Or confronting the bad guys. There's other people in this world that are going through some shit, and they have to deal with it, and they have to progress in it. So I appreciated episode 3 a lot because of that. Because I like every time I play like a game like The Last of Us, or I see a show like The Last of Us, or even like I Am Legend. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
To me, episode 3 felt like a really prolonged explanation of that scene where Will Smith's character opens the door to the married couple that are dead on the bed. And then he goes to another room and there's a note saying, "Open this on Christmas," and it ends up being a baby room. So it turns out that one of those people were pregnant. To me, that's what it was. It was just showing some humility in a show about no humility at all.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't consider it a waste of time, but I understand how some people would. I would just say it was like a good way to show, like, you know, this world is ended and it's really terrible. And there's a few good pieces of life out there. It turns out Frank was one of them. That's how I felt about it.
What did you think of the episode?
It was kind of gay. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But
I wish I could hear it, dude. I wish I could.
Damn.
but it was interesting. I mean, I like that we got to know them, but it kind of felt like a filler episode. I really spent most of that episode wanting to get back to Joel and Ellie because in the entire game we experienced everything through their eyes.
I just
want
want
to
to say that's exactly what I was thinking. That episode could have been replaced to fill that fucking arc that never happened between Joel. It could have been them bonding some more,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
wasted on these two people that don't even go anywhere. But go ahead.
Yeah, I can see that. Like we experienced the entire game through their eyes, so it was kind of hard to spend time with two different characters. But I get it. I mean, it was made for us to sympathize with them, and I mean, it did what it did. You know,
Yeah.
I did feel sad,
Yeah.
and yeah. So I mean, it was a good story, but I kind of wanted to get back to Ellie and Joel
Yeah.
because, like I said, through the entire game, we're with them. We experience everything through their eyes. So but yeah, it was
Yeah.
good. It was good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that sentiment as well. Like,
Did you like that relationship between them both?
yeah,
Did you like episode 3?
I did.
Did you?
It was a little like random. I think it all happened so fast. Like he came in and he made moves. He made
Listen,
moves real fast.
This guy, he's a doomsday
Doomsday
prepper.
prepper. Closeted homosexual.
Paranoid
Right?
Yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah.
He let this guy in his
Yeah.
house. 10 minutes into it, they have sex. You
Yeah.
expect me to believe that?
Yeah.
A fucking doomsday prepper.
That was crazy.
The whole relationship.
Hey,
wa-
maybe when the
I
world
wrote-
wasn't all fucked up, maybe he was just like a little undercover slut, dude. I mean, like he just wanted to get laid.
But this is like in a world where there's like barely little of anything, and he lets a random stranger in his house and he lets him take advantage of him. I wrote down creepy as fuck. That guy was fucking creepy. And the whole time in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, he's gonna end up killing them or something. Like it felt fucking forced. It felt like I'm only having sex with you because I thought it was gonna turn out that he wasn't gay.
Yeah.
Not Frank, the other guy.
Bill.
Bill, yeah. So I thought it was just like I'm just doing this to survive and get what I need. And I thought that if they went that route, it would have been so much better.
But his character was gay in the game.
I know, but like, I thought maybe that's
what they were
gonna do.
changing.
Yeah, but so it just felt like it felt really forced. It felt super forced, and even later on when Bill invites Joel and Tess to like have lunch with them, dinner, whatever, I'm like, and he doesn't tell Frank. I'm like, why is Frank letting this slide? Like, this isn't just like, oh, we're just like, I'm just antisocial. Like, there's a fucking outbreak out there. There's people that you can't trust. And this guy's just letting random people in. I'm just like, yeah, it's too unbelievable.
As cheesy as this might sound, people do some crazy shit when they're super lonely or in love.
But he's a fucking...
It doesn't
Like,
matter. It
if-
doesn't
if
matter.
it was in a normal-
It doesn't matter who you are.
If you were alone for... It would make it worse. If you were alone for 20 years without any contact and you see someone, you're not... I guarantee you, no matter how attracted you are to them, you're not going to sleep with them within the first 10 minutes. It's just not going to happen. All that shit's going to make you paranoid. And
I don't think it was like 10 minutes.
It was at least
It was
15.
probably like 30.
It was just, and like the whole time, I was tense because I'm like, something bad's gonna happen. Like I feel it, and it just doesn't.
Something bad did happen though.
I saw it coming from a mile away. As soon as he said like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," I'm like, they're both gonna. He's gonna commit suicide. It's gonna happen. And sure
I
enough-
meant the part where like the scavengers end up finding them.
yeah, and like come like
Yeah.
patrol around their
Shoots
house.
Bill.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was the part that got me tense because that was the part where I thought they were gonna kill Bill off, like how they did in the game. I was like, oh, they're gonna end up killing off Bill, and then that's when they're gonna show Frank becoming this like super angry asshole who, like, when Joel comes around, he's gonna be like, man, what the fuck do you want? You know, like that's how I thought it was gonna go down.
I just felt like he was just taking advantage of Frank the entire like time. And like I don't know if it was just maybe his acting that just gave me like weird creepy vibes.
Nick Offerman,
No,
the guy playing Bill.
Bill.
Yeah, Nick Offerman. That's the actor.
Who's the other guy? Who's the other guy?
I don't know the other guy.
The other guy, I can't remember his name, but he's in that show White Lotus.
Okay, that's the guy I'm talking about then.
The guy that he finds in the hole.
tall, lanky dude?
Yeah,
The whole guy.
the whole guy.
Yeah.
That dude. Yeah,
You thought he was taking advantage of Bill.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what it felt like.
That's what it did feel like, at
Yeah, a
first.
little bit. I mean, he has like everything, you know. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, and like I said, like in these situations, like where there's, like I said, like you're his guest in his house. Like, why would you invite people without telling them? Why would you do things like that? Like, he's showing you hospitality, this and that, but whatever. I put down, did he just suck dick to survive? Because I was questioning that the entire episode.
It did come off like that. Like, it did come off like damn, like, I don't know, man. I don't want to die, and I'm down to just do some weird shit. To survive.
Dude, like, it's astonishing. Like, when people were saying, like, oh, this episode made me cry, I'm like, it gave me weird vibes the entire time. The whole episode.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely.
You're a
That's
very
interesting.
skeptical person.
Yeah.
I'm realistic. Like, nobody would do
Yeah,
that.
hey, what do you want? I love love, man. I love love.
I get that, like, that's a realistic approach to this episode,
Yeah.
but
If he wasn't like a doomsday like prepper and he didn't do all that, then I would be like, okay, it makes sense.
I
But
don't know, man. I've seen too much shit in this world to believe that some people, like Fidel said, even if you're like a... Because, dude, like, there's even, like, fucking... Like, I just recently found out there was, like, a fucking politician out there that was, like, cross-dressing on the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
You know
sure
what I mean?
there's like a million of them.
You know what I mean? So
Have
it's
you
like...
seen Salo?
Exactly. So it's like you have to kind of put yourself in that position of, like, I don't...
I just think in the setting where there's like
I still feel like it
Kill or
doesn't
be
matter
killed.
setting, the type of person, someone who feels like this strong love, even if you
in
don't agree.
10 minutes.
Okay,
Dude,
either
you
that-
cannot
stop
defend
with
that.
the 10 minutes thing, because it's not 10 minutes.
15.
It's not even, dude, it's already
30.
nighttime by the time they're trying to...
Nighttime. That's still a couple hours, dude.
All right.
still. Okay, let's say it's not love in that situation. Extreme loneliness, like, oh, have this person.
This
like,
guy's in the shower and the other guy crawls in his bed without telling him. So he just comes out and is like, oh, hey, I'm in your bed. Let's have sex.
fuck it.
How would you not be creeped out, dude?
It is creepy. I'm not saying it's not creepy.
Man.
Would
But
you,
I'm also-
would you be creeped out if, like, a girl
I would
did
hold
that
a
to you?
gun to their head the entire time. I'm like, we're doing this, but I'm not letting go of this gun.
Like, I'm not saying it's not creepy, but I'm also not saying it's not like possible.
I don't think it is, dude. I honestly
I
don't.
do. I
Or
do think
there's-
it is.
I don't know. It feels a different character, maybe, but not.
But as far as like the whole it being a filler or being like kind of a waste of time, I wouldn't say it's a waste of time or a filler necessarily. I will say it's like a prolonged or like a speed bump. They delayed because they needed to have this story to establish like the impact of the note that he left for Joel.
I think it would. I wrote that here. Note would have been more impactful
You think so?
without their story. Because
With like the ambiguity
imagine,
of the
okay,
story.
imagine it's the episode. It's Joel and Ellie just walking, talking, whatever. The stuff happens along the way, little things here and there, whatever. But they finally get to the house, and like I said, like they walk in the house, they see the letter. She reads it like, "Hey, don't go up and upstairs. Don't. You're not gonna like what you see." Blah blah. I think that would have been way more impactful if you didn't actually see it happen. Like it would have, like I said, it would have added to the mystery. This is one of those rare cases where I think less would have been more.
I think you're right with the whole realistic approach, because you're right about some of the behavior aspects for these characters. But I still wouldn't consider it like a waste of time. Like I said, I'm leaning more towards that this was like a story to show viewers like there's other things going on besides Joe and Ellie, you know. So that's how I take it.
No, but I mean, like, that's why we played the first game, because of Joel and Ellie. Like, we spent
I know,
our
but
entire
this
time
is-
with them. It's about their journey.
But this
just
is like
their journey.
This is an adaptation. This is a show that has to show its audience that there's more. There's more to The Last of Us than just running away from clickers and beating shit up and blowing shit up and treating people like shit. There's like some love out there that you're missing out on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like creepy, rapey vibes. All right, really
But
quick.
like you did kind of made me realize like, yeah, like that was kind of weird for Bill to do that.
And then like towards the end when they finally are having the last dinner and he puts the pills in the wine and it makes it known that they're both gonna die, and he says something like even though I don't agree with this, like something along the lines like, yeah, this is romantic, poetically romantic, or whatever he says, and I'm just like, I thought you loved him. I would have been pissed. But he's just like, yeah, I'm happy. We're both gonna die. I'm like, dude, you took advantage of him this entire time.
How long was that relationship, by the way? Because when they started, they were young, and then by the time it ended, they were like saggy skinned and white haired.
I think it was supposed to be.
It didn't even show like a 20 years later stamp.
No, because when they had the lunch with Joel and Tess, they were also young looking. Like Joel had no grays.
Yeah.
And Tess, like she looked young as well.
Oh, okay.
So I want to say, I don't know, but maybe 10, 15, 20 years maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I still think it was like a decent episode.
From a as far as like if it was its own thing, like just like say it was like a little short film, I thought it was awesome. I thought the performances were great. The acting was great.
I thought it was predictable.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
To the point where it's just like, oh god.
Well, there is a whole game that you can play
Yeah.
to find out what happens. So I mean,
But I mean, their story's not in the game though.
It's completely different.
yeah, but I mean, how nuanced?
They don't even like each other in the game.
How nuanced can you get with a love story like that too?
Yeah.
So like,
One last quick about that episode.
Mm-hmm.
The trails when Joel and Ellie are walking, they're clear, and I'm like, this is like 20 years uninhabited. Why are the trails so clear?
trails? Which trails?
What trails? What do you mean?
When they're walking towards the house, there's trails, like little roads they're walking on. They're just clear. There's no grass. There's no
I see
leaves.
what-
I'm
I
just
see what
like,
you mean.
dude, did they like not think about this? Like
I don't know. They probably just kept paying the landscaper. So.
during the zombies, just hide out during the day.
Hey, can you enjoy anything?
Well, I mean, like, come on, make the world like every shot has to count. Like,
No,
don't-
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, yeah, that was episode 3.
You know, I don't remember what episode 4 was. I don't have anything for episode 4.
I don't remember either. After they go to Bill's,
They get the truck and then they go into Kansas City and they crash.
Oh, yeah.
That crash.
Oh, the crash.
And that is the first scene where Joel kills. And you know, in the game where Ellie grabs the gun and kills the guy for her, but that didn't happen in the show. That's actually what I want to talk about. What I didn't like was that Ellie, she grabs the gun and she shoots the guy in the leg. She doesn't kill him like she does in the show when he's drowning Joel.
Mhm.
Instead, he tells Ellie to go hide behind the wall, and then he kills the guy. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. But I feel like that was Ellie's first kill, that kind of like did something to her. She was like, that kind of changed her like a little bit after killing that guy. I don't know. I don't think it was the same in the show. I mean, she was crying, but I don't think it was as impactful as it was if she would have actually killed the guy. She just paralyzed him because she shot him in the leg. And then Joel finished him off.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree.
I forgot that she actually killed him in the game rather than in the show.
I didn't remember.
No?
It's been years since I played the game, so I remember some small differences, but not too many of them.
Yeah, but I don't think that was supposed. Well, they framed it as like she hasn't killed any, like at that moment, right? Like
Yeah.
there's like, oh, she hasn't killed anybody yet.
Yeah.
But they do later on like allude to the fact that she has, and that's when they show like the episode, the Left Behind episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think it would have been probably a better decision to have her kill the guy instead of just shooting him.
Yeah, that was a kind of like tameable move for her.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then that's also the episode that ends with the introduction of Sam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Henry and Sam.
Yeah.
Henry and Sam, yeah. Because the next episode, that's Henry and Sam.
Yeah.
Fuck that one.
Yeah, that one's pretty gnarly.
I like that episode,
Yeah.
but I do have.
All right. All right. Let us have it. Let us have it.
Okay, episode 5. That's the one when they have that scene where the house like kind of caves in and the infected start coming out.
Yeah.
What was the lady's name?
Kathleen.
Kathleen.
Yeah.
Everyone else is dying around her. She has like Superman syndrome where she doesn't get a single scratch on her. Literally everyone is dying, getting killed. I'm like, at least beat her up a little bit. Make it like somewhat.
Yeah, she never gets a scratch on her.
She doesn't.
She never. I don't even think she runs. She's like walking everywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm just like, they don't even like try to like hide that. Like, oh, maybe she did this. She gets in a vehicle or something. You know, like
now her like I would like her arc or whatever you want to call
I
it.
hate her story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was to me.
same,
That was like
same.
She's not in the game, right?
No,
no,
she's
no.
not.
Okay, I see.
But to
Okay, I
me,
was like-
yeah, I felt like how you felt about episode 3. I felt about her.
Yeah,
like I was
same.
like, what are you doing here? You're like a waste of time, dude.
I agree with you guys. I feel like they should have got somebody else to do that character if that character needed to be in that story. Just because, like, I think she's a good actress, but
I've
I
only
wasn't-
seen her in that Netflix movie that I really like. I don't feel at home in this world anymore.
Oh, that was her, huh?
Yeah.
I like her in that movie too.
Yeah, she was really good in that movie.
Never mind. I like her arc.
no, I just like it wasn't believable to me to have her be the one like, oh, like I need to get revenge for my brother, you know?
She just didn't seem like menacing enough.
Yeah,
She seemed like, I don't know, like very.
She wasn't menacing. You just didn't care.
yeah,
Like it was like, okay, do your thing.
yeah. And then like for her to be the one to like be giving orders and stuff, and everybody's just like doing what she says.
Yeah,
It's just like, you're gonna follow this person? Like,
yeah.
I didn't really like her character that much either. I think my head was just clouded by how much I was like loving the show. I was like, oh, this fucking time.
I do like that they use the infected like sparingly.
They're like
they didn't
almost
overdo it.
Yeah, they're like almost not in
They're
the
like
show.
in 3 or 4 episodes. And
Yeah.
that's it.
You know, there's a clicker in the first episode, right?
I don't remember.
There is.
Yeah, standing at the top of the building.
Yeah, like right after Joel kills the guard when they're walking out,
Yeah.
and then like the camera zooms
pans
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like if you look to the far
There's
left,
a clicker on the
there's
top
a
of
clicker
the
on
building,
top of
and
the
it like
building.
screeches at the
Yeah.
end of the movie.
Oh shit.
I mean, my bad show.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then like it cuts to black.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Fake
Yeah.
fan. Fake fan.
Damn, fucking poser.
God.
Yeah, I knew that. One thing I wrote down for that episode, Ellie stabs one of them in the neck and they die. One stab in the neck and it's killed.
Let me stab you in the neck.
Same creatures. It'll take me a while.
I mean, that is.
I've seen people get stabbed in the neck.
that
It
is
lasts
how,
a while.
That is how it goes down in the game, though. So I don't know if that was like them being
But-
like, "Oh, let's make an homage."
But in the same series, they're shooting these fucking creatures a million times before they finally get taken down. I'm like, why did... It's that Superman syndrome again, dude. I hate that. Put them in danger. Make her fucking lose a finger or something.
Yeah. As far as being on the topic of the clickers and like the bloaters and shit, the episode with Kathleen and her right hand man. Do you remember his name?
Joe's brother's voice actor.
Yeah. We had brought up his death.
Yeah.
The way he dies is like
How does he die?
he gets his head ripped off by the bloater.
he gets
Yeah.
one of the video game kills done to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you get too close to the big bloater in the gym, Yeah.
The basketball gym.
when you get too close to him,
I
he'll-
hated that level, dude. I
Same.
I hated that level.
Same. I was playing it recently and same.
yeah, but like if you get too close to the guy, like he'll grab your jaw and just like pry it open, which is like what happened to that dude.
And they don't really like put emphasis on it. It like kind of happens in the background, but you see it still, and it's just like, oh,
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly.
yeah, that was tight.
Yeah.
What about the child clicker? Remember in the car that
Oh,
was doing
yeah.
flips and stuff.
With Ellie?
Yeah, she must have been like an acrobat gymnast in past life. 'Cause
Yeah.
she was,
I think that's the one that she stabs in the neck. No,
Is it?
I think so.
I don't remember, to be honest.
I remember isn't that how she killed the infected guy from the prequel episode? Because remember, that's how she gets bit.
Oh, in the mall?
Yeah.
I thought she stabbed him in the side of the head.
Did she?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I guess that's a little more.
Because like Riley is like holding it off. And
Yeah. That's a little more effective.
Is that one after the one with Kathleen? The no?
I think that was like before the last one. Before
Yeah.
that.
That's
yeah,
episode 8.
that was 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, what else you got, Eddie? Come on, man.
I'm on episode 8 after that. So
Okay.
I don't know what episode 7. Do you guys want to talk about that?
Which one was episode 7? I don't remember what episode 7 was.
You got some notes?
Oh no,
You
no.
want to bring
Episode
something up?
7 was the one where the flashback.
So
the mall.
the Left Behind episode.
Yeah,
What did you think about that episode?
filler.
Filler?
Waste.
That was a lot of...
Damn.
That was the one I think I remember telling you. Like after it ended, I was like,
Why?
yeah. I was like, yeah, that was cool. Like, I feel like it was because I never played what's it called?
DLC.
Yeah, the DLC. So that was completely new for me. But even after watching it, I was like, well, that wasn't necessary.
I felt like... What did you think about it?
I thought it was cute. You know, it was gay too, but it was cute. It was cute. I like their like seeing them interact.
Yeah.
And her like asking her to like stay and stuff. And then but what I didn't like was we didn't get to see like what happened to Riley. Like she turned, or if Ellie killed her, or
Yeah.
she just left. I mean, it was implied that she killed her, right?
Yeah, it was implied that Ellie killed her.
But I wanted to see that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I actually like that episode. I did just feel like kind of like what was the point? But it wasn't a bad episode.
Yeah.
It wasn't episode 3. Waste.
My critique on the episode, I would say, I agree with what Azara was saying, that I would have liked to have seen the aftermath instead of just like it was implied that Ellie killed Riley. Because in that sense, if they showed that, I feel like it would have made sense to have a whole episode about that story. Because otherwise, I felt like that should have just been a flashback, like a cold open flashback. You know?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that was the main thing, like showing like how they got bit, and then we didn't even get to see it. It was kind of like, oh, okay, well, we saw them get bit, but like
Yeah.
we wanted to see them turn, or well, Riley turn, and then see what happens. Like,
Yeah.
did she kill her? Leave? What happened?
Yeah, like it just felt like a lot of build up to not much payoff for that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, like the performances were good. Like I thought it was a good episode. You know, it was pretty well written.
I like that actress. What's her name? Do you know her name?
It's like Stormy.
Stormy.
Reed? Is it Reed?
Yeah,
Stormy
Stormy
Reed?
Reed.
Oh,
She's in-
same last name as yours, huh?
Yeah.
It's in Euphoria.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her
Yeah, it's Rue's
character's
sister.
Yeah,
her gnarly in that show too.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was meh.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty meh.
Going back. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Going back to logic, how was the mall still up, like lit and up, like? All the stores were, like the light, the carousel was working. I was like, how this has been deserted for years. Like how
Haven't been like maintained or anything.
yeah,
Like, how did those
escalator,
light bulbs,
the
like, blast?
escalator. My mom was like, realistically, the escalator would have probably rusted, and I was like, yeah, I probably would have, but
Yeah, and like you said, the light bulbs too.
The light bulbs, they would have
yeah,
like,
the video
especially
games,
those neon ones, 'cause those
the
things don't
arcade
last.
games wouldn't have still been up and running.
yeah.
Like even the one she passes on that gas station, the Mortal Kombat one,
Yeah.
when she's talking about Melina, that one didn't work. Why
Yeah.
did the one in the mall work?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and those games are always fucking going down. I remember being a kid and those fucking arcade games would always be like out of order.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then the entire time, I know they thought it was clear, like no infected, but they were being very loud, very
Yeah.
loud. My mom was like, why are they being so loud? Like she was like, they're gonna attract something, and they did because
Yeah.
they were being so loud. Like
yeah.
I was thinking that too.
she turned on the lights and boom, 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 every store turned on, and I was like, wow, that would have attracted a horde, surely.
they just fucking walked in and were like, man, I really hope there's no fucking infected in here. Like, obnoxiously loud.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what you got, Eddie? Next episode.
Episode 8.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down, Ellie escapes from Ginger Preacher. He is 4 or 5 feet away and misses 2 shots.
He's a stormtrooper, dude.
I call that the convenience episode because everything is just so convenient.
He had smoke in his eyes. He was blinded by Jesus.
I'm like, why? I was like, after watching that scene, it was a scene where she's tied up and they're gonna chop her up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they realize, oh, you know, she could be infected. And then she stabs that guy in the neck. And as soon as she stabs that guy in the neck, she like runs out. But he pulls out a gun and he misses completely, even though she's literally 4 or 5 feet away.
Okay.
It's like me aiming at Birdie and being like, whoa, I missed.
No, okay. You bringing that up?
cannot.
No.
Okay.
I'm not. No, you bringing that up.
And he's like, please don't.
No, it reminds me of this recent news report I saw of this road rage incident. I don't know if you saw the video of this guy opening fire on another car on the freeway. I forgot what city or like what state it was in. But they released the dash cam footage. And I don't know, it could be kind of believable that he missed from being that close.
Wait, what kind of gun did he have?
But you're driving in a car, you have
he
one
was
hand
stopped.
on the steering wheel.
He was like stopped, and the car drove next to him, and he started shooting, but he was like, so he was,
what kind of gun did he have? Do you guys remember? Was he using a rifle or just like a handgun?
in the show,
Yeah.
The preacher,
Yeah.
It was a handgun.
it was a
Yeah,
handgun.
handgun.
It was a handgun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not.
No, dude.
No, okay.
Look how far you are from me.
Okay,
How are you
like
gonna miss?
I'll give you that. I'll give you.
I will give you that because I would say like maybe he's never shot it, but in this world,
Yeah, that's what
in
I'm
this
saying.
world,
He
yeah.
knows what he's doing.
Because like I've seen a video with like this dude at a shooting range,
yeah,
and it's like this like like you can tell he's like a young dude,
yeah.
but like he's like at a shooting range and like it's not that far. It's like maybe 10 feet away the target, but he like straight up just like unloads the clip. And then the target comes back. You know how it comes back? There's like no hits on it. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? Maybe he did miss, but I'll give Eddie that one, whatever.
So it's like, why just not have a gun in the scene?
I also have a critique about that scene when she stabs the guy in the neck, who's played by Troy Baker, the voice of Joel. When she stabs him in the neck,
The ginger?
not the preacher, the other guy that
No,
she stabs in the neck.
okay. tall, lanky dude.
Yeah.
When she like goes at him in the neck, he makes no noise.
See, I didn't even notice that.
Like he just gets hit and falls. like no noise.
I'm dead.
I just thought that was really funny.
I mean, I liked what they did with David's character. I mean, like
Yeah.
the background and everything. Like
Yeah,
like
making
that
him
he
a
was
teacher.
preacher and then a teacher. Yeah, like they obviously added that to try to convince Ellie that he was like this good guy. Oh, he's like a leader. He was a preacher and a teacher. But no, like he was so much more than that. Like deep down, like what his actual intentions were, like why he wanted to keep her alive and everything.
Yeah, that was horrifying.
And how he tricked the people like into eating, human.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
that's
did
crazy.
I did like that a lot more than the game. Because in the game, it kind of made it seem like that whole crew, like, they were open about eating. Like, they were okay with it and cool with it.
Like
And in
everybody
this-
was kind of privy to it.
Yeah, and in this one, it's like, we just don't tell them.
Mm.
I kind of like that. Like, he's kind of... In his mind, he's probably thinking, oh, like, I'm saving them. And, like, he kind of is. But he's also feeding them human.
Yeah.
So... I did like his character, but in that same scene, I don't know if you noticed that the scene where she's 5 feet away and he misses. When she runs out, he puts the gun down and grabs the meat cleaver.
He was out of bullets, dude.
Oh my god!
You forgot
Why?
the infinite ammo cheat, dude.
I was like, dude, did a 5-year-old write this script?
6-year-old.
So later on in that same episode, a couple minutes later, he ends up getting another gun. And when she falls, he chooses to lay the gun. Oh, when he like knocks her down. He chooses to knock her down next to the meat cleaver
Okay.
that he just dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens?
What? Just say it.
She uses the meat cleaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, there's too many conveniences in this episode, especially like that specific scene.
They did do it a little better in the game where like she does manage to get like the blade off her. And she's like crawling towards the blade, but you don't realize that the blade is out of his vision, but not hers. So she's like crawling towards it. But he's probably thinking, oh, she's trying to crawl away from me, but I'm going to beat her ass. Like, but she's over here like, no, I need to get to that blade fast.
Yeah, they don't execute it well in this one. In this one, like, I don't know, maybe it was hidden underneath the table, but it doesn't show any of that. So you just see the fucking meat cleaver next to her, and he's just taking a sweet ass time. And I'm like, oh, dude, like, there's no tension. So I don't know. I just put way too convenient.
Eddie went into this like, all right, what am I gonna hate about this?
No, dude. There was a lot more, but I didn't write it down because I'm like, these are like the things that I can't let them pass because it's a show, man. Like, treat your audience with some respect, I guess. Don't.
Nah.
You're like,
Yeah. What I didn't like was that when in the game when Ellie's killing David, you know who comes in to stop her? Joel.
Yeah.
In the show, she just walks out of the place. I felt like it was more impactful in the game because he's stopping her and he's like, oh, baby girl and all that. But he came in like and walked in on her and then he took her off him, like he stopped her.
Yeah.
But in the show, she just walked out and then he found her. I mean, like, does he really know like what happened? I mean, I'm sure he told her, but it was more impactful in the game because he saw it. He saw it happening, and he stopped her. And in the game, she just keeps on like hitting him, and then she walks out, and then and only then does he find her. I was kind of like, I like the way they did it in the game more.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people, that was like a major complaint from a lot of people, that they prefer the way they did it in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a weird choice because it was like, it was a little funny because like she walks out and she's all like tired and drained and emotionally drained and she's
Kind of
just
like disoriented looking.
and then Joe comes out of nowhere. He's like, I'm here to save you.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're late, dude.
Yeah.
It's like the cops in every horror movie when they show up, everybody's already dead.
Yeah.
That was Joe in that episode. You don't have to worry anymore.
He's all right, I'm here.
And it's like, fool, I almost got like some terrible shit done to me, dude. And you're way too late.
I think they probably did it to kind of show that she had to like sit with what she just did and just kind of like absorb what she just did, basically.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at that.
But I do prefer the way they did it in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fuck Eddie.
I like that part. I just don't like. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it anymore, dude. This is gonna
All right,
make
we
me
got
mad.
one more episode.
I actually don't have that many notes for
Episode
for
9?
Yeah, I was.
It was the shortest episode.
Was that
Like
the
of
one
the
that
season.
opened with her birth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had Ashley Johnson, who voiced Ellie, playing her mom, Anne, I think was her name.
Anna, yeah.
Anna, yeah, there we go. What'd you think of that?
I liked it. As soon as I heard her like grunting, I was like, "Oh, that sounds like Ellie."
Yeah.
Like, from part 2,
Yeah.
I was like, "That sounds exactly like her," and I was like, "I liked it. I liked the story. It was interesting."
It almost felt like a bit like symbolic, I guess,
Yeah.
because it was like Ellie giving birth to the new Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
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 It was like passing it on to
Yeah.
like her. Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty tight.
And like how when Marlene came in, she was like, "Oh, like did you cut the umbilical cord like before you got bit?"
Yeah.
And she didn't.
She didn't, but she
didn't.
said she did.
She lied to her. She got bit and then she cut it. And maybe that's the reason she's, can't get infected.
Yeah.
That was some Blade shit right there.
Yeah.
Daywalker.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
Daywalker.
Ellie's like a daywalker for that show, huh?
Yeah.
She better wear all leather in part 2.
I actually like that episode. One thing I felt like it didn't translate that well. It wasn't bad, but I just felt like it's the scene where he is rescuing her, and he takes on a whole army, and
Goes Terminator mode.
yeah, I felt like it just didn't translate that well. But I felt like that was just me nitpicking.
I think even
It's like-
even Jacob said that. How, like, it was kind of weird how he turned into the Terminator all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
So, I agree with that.
Yeah, it just felt out of place. Like I don't know. I think they could have found a way to do it a little bit better. Maybe he doesn't take on the whole army,
Or at least have him like get a bullet wound or something, stabbed in the process. I just take everyone out one shot after the other, you know.
Yeah.
But I think I like that they did it, or they had it play out in a way where you're just kind of like, damn, this is not a good guy. Like,
Yeah.
That's one thing that I really liked about this show is that it did something that kind of was a lot of people looked over in the game, where like it warranted what happened to Joel in part 2
yeah,
for me, because I caught that in the game, and then I was so glad that they were kind of emphasizing on that on the show, where it was like Joel has good intentions. Like he's trying to survive, but he gets to the point where he's no longer trying to survive, but he's trying to make a family with Ellie and help them survive. You know what I mean? But I like that they emphasize the fact that Joel's kind of a piece of shit, dude.
yeah.
Like he's a murderer. You know, but I mean, he did it with good intentions. Like if he would not have became that piece of shit, he'd be dead. He would have never met Ellie.
But I think me and you talked about this, about how in this world that they live in, I don't think you can be a good person.
Yeah,
What-
which
Go ahead.
which kind of, I mean, made me not that angry at Joe when he made the decision to save Ellie.
Yeah,
Because it was like, why would you want to save a world that's already, it's done? Like,
Yeah,
there's,
beyond destruction.
yeah, like it's irredeemable. There's nothing you can do. Like,
That's what I was gonna ask. I would have killed her. If there's a chance that I can survive, hell yeah, dude.
Damn.
He ended up killing more people that weren't infected. No, like I don't know.
okay. So
I felt like it was selfish of him
okay,
because you know damn well she would have.
but they touch on that on part 2 because it was like, you were being selfish
yeah,
for saving her.
yeah,
But he even admits it too. It's like, I know, and I'll do it again.
Yeah, like he'd do it over and over.
Yeah, like I'll keep doing it if you give me if you give me like 3-4 chances, I'll do it every time, dude. I understand that was a selfish thing to do. I don't care. I love that girl.
and that brings up the big like thing that made people very decisive, or very like made this decision polarizing. Do you think what he did was right?
No, but I also I did like it though. I like that they went that route, but I also don't. Like if I was in his shoes, she would have been dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have let it.
What about you, Bird? Do you think what he did was right?
Not at all. Because I mean, in a world where you need morality so much, more people would be more useful. But I mean, I wouldn't care for my own survival if I fell in love with like a girl and she ended up becoming like a daughter to me, even though I was never there when she was born, or going through her baby stage and kid stage, and it's like I think I told you guys after the show was done when we were all here in the living room. It's like I would let the world end so many times if I knew you were gonna survive. So
I would agree with that if it for the game, but not for the show because I didn't. The show did not do a good job, at least in my opinion, on them bonding. It felt really forced. And I like I said, those 2 episodes I felt like fillers. I felt like it could have been more of them
Yeah.
bonding, and it just felt like if I had never played the game, if I didn't know, I would have felt like, why did you do that? Like I just felt like you don't like her that much to like kill all these people just to save her. Like I feel like it never reached that peak, like their bond. And the only reason I'm excusing it is because I play the game, so it's like hard to separate it.
Yeah.
But so like I really like I know deep down inside if I just had watched the show and I never played the game, I would have been like, that's fucking weird that he did that, because that connection I never felt like it lived up to the game. And that's why I'm just like
I have heard that criticism too, where a lot of people were like, just didn't feel right between Joe and Ellie.
Did you think what he did was right?
No.
No?
But I mean, they spent so much time together, like their journey. I mean, you know, she obviously had an impact on him, and that changed him. So he saved her. Also, going back to episode 9, one thing I wanted to mention was in the game, when you're on the way to the hospital, you go through like this swimming section, and that's when Ellie nearly drowns. Like, and then, you know, the soldiers come in and then they knock him out when he's trying to, like, you know, give her CPR. Instead, in the show, they get like a smoke bomb or something, and they just drag him. They knock Joel out, but they just take Ellie, but she's conscious. And I mean, I like the way they did it in the game more because, you know, he was trying to save her in that moment, and they were like, oh, like, back up, put your hands up. He's like, no, like, I'm trying to rescue this girl, like, I'm trying to give her CPR, you know, trying to save her, but they didn't have that in the game.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that to you. Remember?
Yeah, because there was a lot of things she was mentioning to me that sounded appropriate to like the progress of Joe and Ellie bonding. Because there was a lot of times where Zara was texting me, she was just like, "I don't know why they did that. Why would they do that? You know, like why would they?" I feel like they're bonding. They're missing out on a lot of Joe and Ellie bonding from episode 1 through 9.
Because there's 2 or 3 time jumps, I believe, right, within their relationship. Like as far as like months go by.
Yeah. Because it's like when they meet.
Yeah.
And then after the snow place incident, and then when they leave the hospital. So there's 3 time jumps there. So there's like a lot of room for bonding.
Yeah, they had 2 episodes that they could have done dedicated to that time, and it went to this couple had nothing to do with the story.
Well, going back to the question, my response, I don't think what he did was right, but I also don't think what they were trying to do was right.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't trust the fact that they were confident enough to be like, let's kill this kid to get like to run these tests or whatever.
Yeah, that was another thing too that kind of felt really.
It felt very amateur.
Yeah, because it was
very
like
amateur.
Because it was like, who else do you know in this world? Who else do you know in this country?
Because what if they're wrong? They just fucked up their own.
Yeah, like there could.
Own, like,
what if that happened in real life and like you were immune to whatever it was, and they said, hey, there's a possibility, not 100% chance, but there's a possibility that we can save thousands of people.
They wouldn't be able to do like tests, like small tests, like.
It's in your brain, dude. They got to get in there.
That's like one thing too, is that when you're trying to make a vaccine of any kind, there has to be trials.
Yeah.
There has to be a process. And how shitty would it have been if they killed her and they went through all the trials, the whole process, going through
And it didn't work.
And it's like, oh fuck, we killed that girl for no reason. Damn, that sucks. You know? So
I mean, I don't think it would be for no reason, but like.
Yeah, I wouldn't say for no reason, just for.
But if
the way they went about it, I felt was very
you
like
were in their shoes,
sloppy.
Would you sacrifice yourself?
I'd be willing to, but I would also need to have that confidence in them established. Like I would have to, they would have to prove to me that they would be able to like.
No, but they told you straight up that it's not even.
I wouldn't feel confident enough to be like, yeah, then let's do it.
So even if there was the smallest possibility to save humanity,
I don't care about people.
See.
But see, that also brings up the question of like, is the world beyond saving? Like, why would you even want to save that world? Like,
there's still good people out there.
I don't know.
I guess, but it all depends on who you are.
Yeah,
it all depends on how Fidel looks at the world, how Eddie looks at the world, how I look at the world, how Zara looks at the world. It all really depends on who you are. So
I would set my little my list of demands. I want like a bronze statue of me that everyone has to salute every morning. Like I would just make.
But the statue is like this big.
Bronze because you're at third place all the time, or what?
I said gold.
You said bronze.
Nah, rewind it. I said gold.
I don't know, but yeah, that ending was just as divisive as the ending of like when the game first came out.
Yeah, it makes for a good discussion.
It does.
It makes for, like I said, makes for a good discussion on who you really are and how you see things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it does.
so that's what I appreciate about this game and this show. So, but I still like it. I still love it.
Yeah,
I thought the performances were more than good.
yeah.
The plot obviously needs a lot of work. There was a lot of time wasted, and there was a lot of things where it was like, why would you do that? Or why would you go about it like that? But I think the main criticism is Joe and Ellie bonding. Like, it just should have been a lot more Joe and Ellie bonding.
Yeah, I did feel a bit rushed.
Yeah. But I mean, it's also a condensed show.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
They had 2 extra episodes.
but yeah, I mean,
I thought overall it was a good show. I probably won't ever watch it again though, but
I want to rewatch it.
Yeah, I rewatched. I mean, the first episode, man, I watched like
I'm telling
4
you, the
times.
first episode is the best because the guy from Chernobyl wrote it, but that's all he did. That's why that episode is good. It should have been him that wrote. That's the problem with like when you get a bunch of directors, everything it doesn't have a tone. It just has each episode has like a different tone, which could be good. But when it's a mini series, I think like it should all have one tone.
I would agree with that because there's like a lot of shows out there where I noticed that like each episode has a different director. It's like way too differently toned. It's like way too like there's too many different beats to different episodes, and it's just like all over the place.
Yeah.
But there's also like a show that I really like that had the same director on every episode, and I was like, that was a good move. Atlanta?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was the same director for each episode, and it was like so consistent.
I think it's just because most directors have a vision, and it's like when you get a bunch of different directors, it's just there's gonna be hit and misses. And
Yeah.
and like I said, like that show, like the first episode, I'm like, damn, this is tight, and then it just like dwindled as it went on. And when I looked at who was directing it, I'm like, that made so much sense. But yeah,
You're going to watch season 2?
I feel like I have to now. But I wasn't the biggest fan of part 2 though. Part 2 was whatever.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't part of that discussion episode where we talk about part 2 of the game.
Did you guys like it overall?
Oh, dude, I liked part 2 way more than part 1.
Oh,
yeah,
listen to the episode.
Same.
I would be able to.
I did. I love it. I love part 2.
Hell yeah, you're rocking the T-shirt over here. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, going back to the episode 1, because it's the longest one, right? It's like an hour and a half or something. It was actually that episode was supposed to end when with the scene of Joel throwing the kid into the fire. That's where it was supposed to end, but I guess like the executives at HBO were like, "That's too dark. You can't end the first episode like on a dark note like that."
That would have helped the whole like Joel being so heartless at the time, you know.
Yeah. But do you guys have any final things you want to say before we wrap it up? Any last? This is what I like. This is what I didn't like.
I hope they replace Ellie's actor in the second season.
No, dude. No,
I hope so.
no, dude.
No.
And I hope they like.
I think that would be a good idea.
You think so?
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I mean,
No, that'd be a horrible
Yeah.
idea, but it
just
would
to
be
like
funny.
age her,
yeah.
I think they de-aged her.
because Bea Ramsey still looks the same, dude.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering how they're going to do that. Like, how are they going to make
Who's
her look
that?
older and she's short?
yeah,
And in the second one, Ellie grew up. You know, she got taller.
yeah. That's
How
why I'm
are they
like,
gonna
maybe,
do-
maybe
how
it
are
would be a good idea.
She's already 19 in real life.
They're gonna
She's
give her
not going
bangs.
to grow anymore. How are they
No,
gonna...
no. Okay, so because I thought about this too, but I noticed to me it looked like they were kind of de-aging her in the show because they made her like slouch a lot, and she, I believe, was wearing a chest binder the whole time.
Yeah.
And a lot of the shots of her like looking at Joel, the way they were framed made it look like she was really looking up like a lot. But she's not that much shorter than him.
No, because I seen them stand next to each
Yeah.
other, and they're like right here. She's like right here.
Yeah, so like I think they did that on purpose because I feel like in the second season they're going to show how she actually.
That would be a good
looks.
idea.
Yeah.
I hope that was a very purposeful technique.
I'm hearing creepy shit over there.
I have the dryer on.
Anyway,
It is all, what's a dryer?
I hope they digitally put Pedro Pascal's eyes closer together
Oh my
in the
god!
next season.
I'm pretty sure there's a Snapchat filter for that.
All right, then who would you put as Ellie then? Who would you cast?
Anyone else, dude?
I don't know who that is. No,
I don't
seriously.
know. I don't know any kid actors. The kid from Phantom Menace. Just put a wig on him. I don't know.
I hate you, Eddie.
I didn't like her at all.
I thought she was amazing.
She's a good performer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked her performance. I mean, obviously people were like, "Oh, she doesn't look like her. She doesn't look like her." But I mean, if she can portray the acting and the performance, then why does it matter? She's still.
No, I didn't say anything about what she looked like. She's still an actor
at the end of the day. Like just because she doesn't look like her doesn't mean she doesn't act well.
Yeah.
She has a big ass forehead.
She does. I was thinking that the entire time watching. She looks very interesting. She has very interesting features, but I mean, it's cool.
I liked it.
I'm sure she's good in other stuff.
In
Game of Thrones.
I've never seen that show.
You suck, dude.
Y'all are fake fans. Fake fans.
I told you why I didn't watch that show.
Yeah.
What's up, Brady?
He doesn't like shows about incest, that's why.
Yeah.
Oh.
And dragons. That shit's weird.
Well, this one ran kind of long, but I felt like it was a good discussion. I liked all the talking points and us proving Eddie wrong. Thank you for being a guest on this episode with us.
Yeah, no problem. I really enjoyed it.
Hell yeah, that's tight. If it works out, we'll kick this Birdie out, right? And you could be the replacement. Down.
Whatever.
Hell yeah, that'd be so tight.
Stay mad.
Well, I want to thank everybody for sticking around. Let us know what you guys thought of The Last of Us, and if you're looking forward to season 2, you could find us on any of our socials or any podcast platform by just clicking the link in the description of the episode. I'll have the link there, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving steady.